Well, hey guys, Dave here. I have to report on something so sad. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a new viral video going around where young men and kids are actually pouring water on cops. Can you believe that? Cops having to endure water poured on them. It's only been 110 degrees outside, and these poor cops are getting water splashed on them and poured on them. And it's just a tragedy. You know, how can they do this? It's just disgusting. It's sick. How can these cops survive water poured on them? Their uniforms get wet. Their guns get wet. Their mace gets wet. If they come up on a guy selling cigarettes on the street and they have to tase him, they can get electrocuted. Do you understand that? They can get electrocuted. Instead of electrocuting that scumbag selling cigarettes or speeding, they themselves could get electrocuted. This is horrible. This is horrible. These poor, defenseless cops, you know, they may have guns, they may have AR-15s, they may have mace and billy clubs and tasers and bulletproof vests, but can they withstand water? Water. That's hydrogen and oxygen. Can you believe that? Mixed together. That's like terrorist chemicals blowing up. People could die. I can't believe it. It's freaking me out. I'm like, these poor cops go around like shooting people with fake guns and not even armed. And now they're having to endure water. Water. Oh my God, water. Water covers 70% of the earth. Water is controlling our planet. It's taking over. This is the same stuff that, because the ice is melting, it's going to flood our cities. It's the same stuff that when God got mad, he used it to destroy the whole world. And poor cops are now having to endure water thrown on them. Can you imagine the horror of water tossed on you? I can't imagine it. I can't imagine like having to get wet. You know, it's horrible. I feel so sorry for these poor defenseless cops. You know, it's like sometimes I come home from work and my little daughter, especially because it's summer, she'll get one of those death water guns and she'll spray me, and I just like, I get wet and I just take a big stick and I start beating her in the head with it. And I'm like, the water, it burns me. How can you do this to your father? Don't you love your father? And these poor cops just out there harassing people, you know, giving poor people tickets to bring up the revenue for the city, and they get water thrown on them. What kind of animals throws water on poor defenseless cops? They're cops, man. They're like angels in blue. They're like the most important people. It's like your rights don't matter. It's a cop, man. They got like a little badge, and they're cops, dude. Cops, it's like, this is the way it goes. There's God, then there's cops, and then there's everybody else. The rest of us are scum. They're cops. They actually were trained to do this. Look at this. Can you believe I can actually do that? Cops have to. They've got the strongest trigger fingers in the world. I can't believe that I can actually, oh my God, it's amazing that I can actually do that. And cops do that all the time. All the time. And they have to drive cars. Can you imagine that? Driving a car? And the thing about it is, these cops can't choose to be cops. They're forced at gunpoint. They stick a gun to a dude's head and says, you're going to become a cop. And the guy's like, no, I don't want to be a cop. And they're like, you're going to become one. It's not like they get to choose to be a cop. They're made to be cops. They're forced to be cops. They have no say-so. These poor, defenseless men and women. I'm just shocked. What has happened to our great country of America? Poor, poor cops. Come on, guys. Dry cop life matter. It's like terrorist chemicals. Hydrogen, oxygen. Hydrogen. Have you ever heard of the hydrogen bomb? Boom! And that's the cops. Hydrogen and water thrown on them. They could explode at any moment. Please, God, help us. I just can't take it anymore. I just can't. Okay. Yeah. Do you see that? That's tears, man. That's tears for these poor cops. I can't do it. I can't do it no more. No more. No more. Stop it.